still says countdown. Oh, it still say countdown. Yeah, I don't believe that. This must be a lie. It's a lie. Oh, oh, he really did that. He did that for real. But you know what? No phase Uncle Randy. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I'm here to teach the boys and girls. You know what I'm saying? The fables. Fables of comic books. Fables of comic book life. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many lessons that's just been put out. Across the years, the decades, from the first comic book onto the present, and even into the future. Allow me to take you on a journey of time travel as we go. Oh, look, you can see myself in the reflections right there. That looks sweet. That's gonna be my profile pic right there. Just me looking at me, because that's how important it is to see me on the screen looking at me. Mm, my goodness, it's just so profound. I didn't mean to get so emotional in the middle of the broadcast, because it's supposed to be a fun and delightful time, but I just want to bring hope to the masses. I just want everybody to just everybody love everybody, and everybody just do that. Just do that. Everybody want to come out here and just hurt other people, hurt other people's hearts, hurt other people's feelings. That stuff matters. People want to be respected. People want to be acknowledged. Let's stop going out here and hurting people. Let's love everybody. Love your neighbor. I want you to look to your left, and I want you to look to your right and say, I love your neighbor. That's right. I love your neighbor. Keep it serious. Keep it 100. We ain't even talking about that other stuff right now. We're going to talk about that stuff soon, though, because it's going to be a real good talk. Real good show. Oh, wait a minute. We early anyway. Because the clock, wait. No, that clock's still going up. Wait. How come? What why am I the only one on here right now? That's what I'm wondering. Where are my compatriots? Like, where's everybody else at? I'm just sitting up here, just talking to myself, just having a grand time, just conversating, and I'm the only one up here, Yeah, but that's a good lesson in life. I wanna point out that lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it just do be you by yourself sometimes, and sometimes you got to learn to be comfortable with that, because you just don't know what the future's gonna bring. So you just gotta keep your eye on the prize and just keep moving, one foot in front of the other. Because sometimes, the future's gonna bring, it's gonna be bright, and it's gonna bring, there's always gonna be the hardships or whatever. But it's between that, you look for joy on the journey, and when you find that joy, you hold on to it and you remember it. And there was one thing that was taught a long time ago. It was how to hunt the good. And sometimes, things happen, and they don't seem, it'll be a good thing, but they don't seem like it's that big a thing. But when you really focus on it, and just think about that good thing that happened, it's a big deal. Really just like ruminate on that good thing. Oh, he's here. He's playing the fool. Frankie J is here and playing the fool. Man, thanks, Nick Greer, because that's a good point. He's supposed to be on the screen right now, and oh dang, oh, we got the Undertaker.
What's happening, baby? It's your boy Mac in here. What's going on with you? Cheers to you, my good friend. Cheers to you.
Cheers, cheers. Dude.
The finest of cognacs.
Man, that's what I like to call it, cognac.
Cognac. Finest of cognac.
Cognac. It's like
yes,
champagne. Champagne.
Champagne.
Champagne. I know.
So what we getting in today? What we talking about today?
We talking about where is Frankie J, and why is Frankie J missing missing in action.
Frankie J late.
Yeah, he late.
He on CP time.
Oh, that's what it is. Yo, I did a. Oh wait. Well, hello.
Yo, Charles Hazleton III. Bring that in.
I read my comics and listen to my comics, seeing folks that look like me, whose powers are astronomical. So
Welcome back, fellow knowledge seekers. We are back with Dave Wesley.
It's Mac, baby. When I got the robe on, it's Mac.
It's Mac.
All right. We're back. Hold on. We gotta get this dude. This okay. Now, I don't deal with split personalities. But anyways,
that's how I manage it. That's how I manage everything, man. I just tuck it away in different compartments.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is who you get today.
Hey, y'all remember that meme? The dude coming in to work, he's like, yo, I'm a grown man coming into work telling dudes, I'm excited to tell dudes they got to shave and wear the same outfit I want.
That meme went so hard.
That just hit home, bro.
That shit hit home real hard. Like, for real. Like, for a long time, I was supposed to be excited to go to work and check and see if grown men shave their face and then babysit them for the rest of the day. Like, that's crazy.
What AR-670-1 say about that beard?
Hey, 670-1 kiss my ass.
Duty 214.
But if you must know, it actually is in standard. It is 1/8 of an inch to the curl hair.
That shit ain't that standard for early 2000s.
No. It's like it's for right now. You know?
The dark ages.
Early 2000s and 80s, we all out of standard.
Yeah, everybody. If you had facial stubbles, like I remember actually telling an NCO one time, like, dude was like, "Hey, Sarn, did you shave?" I was just like, "No, I didn't." Why? Because it hurts my face, and like, so I'm gonna let today go by, let my hair come out, and then I'm gonna shave. No, Sarn, you gotta shave every day. I said, okay, I'll be right back. I'm out.
That was that.
That's the end of that story, and we ain't talking no more, man. So,
right. So what y'all been up to, man?
Man, I'm out here getting these games.
Oh, this nigga done blew through his deodorant and everything. His deodorant had 48 hours. He used all of them shits up one gym trip.
I'm on 72.
Oh God.
Golly.
That's that new spice. I used to use Old Spice.
Smell that. You know the air around him is non-breathable right now. You know, he's the only one. That is his own atmosphere around him right now. That's terrible.
Right.
That's why you single right there.
Yeah, that is. Exactly. I mean, you hit that on the nail. Yes.
Yeah. Nah, I just been chilling, man. I ain't been doing much. I just been chilling. You know.
What you been up to? What you been up to? You.
Me?
Yeah.
I've been putting in that work. I've been twerking.
Ooh, man, that's get that.
Did this grown man just say he was twerking?
He did.
I've been twerking.
It's
I've been
2021.
Hold on, real quick. Hey, Frankie J, you know that means something completely different in this day and age, right?
He got an OnlyFans.
No.
I'm just saying. You using that word, like, I don't care how you identify, dog. I just want to make sure that you know you're using the word properly or not. You know what I mean? Like,
he done changed the definition.
Yeah. So you was throwing ass. That's what you was doing?
Throwing it.
No.
Hard against the wall.
That's what twerking mean. I tried to help earlier. You didn't want to accept it.
No. I just had to throw that out there. But listen, man.
Throw it in the circle.
We got our itinerary today, and I know you two clowns gonna try to keep us off the itinerary. I'm gonna be the one to keep us on it.
Oh, of course.
But, we're gonna discuss not the Captain Carter. That's in my head.
I know, because I want Captain Carter.
We're gonna talk about it.
Captain Carter back so bad. Yes.
We're gonna discuss that what if with the Killmonger, where he take over. In fact, that's why I got this on, because I would rather be Star-Lord T'Challa than the T'Challa that was in the What If. He got done in. Got
Man.
done in, just straight done in.
Done, yeah. Dude, it surprised me. I was not. Ooh, look at Natty Smalls twerking, teleworking.
Man, he wouldn't mean. He was throwing that ass in the circle.
Hey, but you know what? That's
Hey,
what,
but he was trying to pay for college, so
that's what
it don't
OnlyFans
count.
will be. OnlyFans is teleworking.
That's not what that is. Twerking, 12 working.
That's not what it
Crazy.
So did y'all catch it? Did y'all catch
Yeah.
What If?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't caught that one yet.
Ah.
Listen, I'm the most busy dude without a job that you've ever met in your life. Like, for real.
Well, I got
Don't
a question
overtalk me.
for you.
Don't
But
overtalk
I'm willing to comment.
Look. Hey, B, let's get serious on it for a second. Hey,
hold on,
did you ever watch that Snyder Cut?
You watch that Snyder Cut?
Yes.
What'd you think?
Huh?
And I still feel the exact same.
Mute
I
him.
forced myself through
Mute
4 hours of
him.
a movie.
Mute him.
I mean, you can mute me. Don't change the fact.
Mute him.
Can you hear us? Can you see us? Huh? Can you hear us?
Oh, y'all are so
Can you
foul for that. Y'all do y'all get wrong on this show.
The
That's
level
terrible.
of disrespect.
Oh,
That's terrible. That's terrible. No, I just
my name.
it wasn't my cup of tea, man. I even after watching it, I even went in. I forget what the little Facebook little group is, but they like break down Marvel and DC movies and everything like that. And I even went and watched their commentary to try to get a more positive spin on it. I just really, I'll go as far as this and say it was a brave attempt, and I'm glad he did it. It was a brave attempt, and I'm glad he did it.
Action. Cut.
What? Man?
Hey,
look,
you know
did
what
he
he
just say on live TV? Take that off. Take that off. Okay.
he's
I'm
entitled.
messing with
He's
you, dog.
entitled to his own opinion. Okay, but he just need to keep them to himself. That's all.
I'm just saying, man. Listen, it was a bold move what he did. Like it really was. But I'll say this: he made what Zack Snyder did was he made the DC EU dark enough to handle concepts like Icon, black slave superhero, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like it's dark enough to go into that kind of content. I hear they're trying to bring Lobo. So since Lobo's really about killing, they made the universe dark, especially when Wonder Woman cut off old boy's head like that. So like they made the universe dark enough for a Lobo. So I will say it was brave and sets the stage. I just can't say it was good.
It was good. It was very good.
Okay. I feel like I watched the same movie twice.
But you did
with some shit added on to the end.
You obviously weren't paying attention.
I was paying attention. I liked how they fleshed out. Listen, we covered this in the last thing. I liked how they fleshed out Cyborg. I like how they actually gave him a character and didn't make the lone person of color in the movie just be like a sidekick. You know what I mean? Like I was glad that they put him more prominent. I was glad that they made each one of the heroes shine the way they did. I think it was well done. It just wasn't a very cohesive movie for me. It just wasn't. And to be 4 hours long, I expected more. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna hold my tongue because I'm tired of disrespect. I'm just gonna hold my tongue. But next time, don't you overtalk me.
Okay.
Do you watch Kevin Samuels?
Oh, I watch Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
I watch Kevin Samuels just so I can hate on the dudes that like Kevin Samuels.
Oh, well, you gonna be hating on us then.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Just wait. I got a skit coming. That tackles the Kevin Samuels.
Don't overtalk me.
Nah, man, I can't rock with Bull. I can't rock with Bull. I don't rock with him.
All right, let's go ahead and move the show forward.
Oh, y'all done? I mean,
yeah, we done.
He's the Lex Luthor of social media. In real life, like he's the real life Lex Luthor of social media.
Man, he on strike 2 right now. Go ahead and move the show forward.
Hold on.
All right, but we gonna talk about Killmonger.
Hold on. Lex Luthor technically was never wrong.
That's what I know what I said.
Right. We just didn't like the way Lex Luthor went about his tactics, which is the same as that what if Killmonger that we're gonna get
bro. I like this transition.
Bro.
He said, and that's how you pivot.
Listen, listen. I don't know if you've seen it, so we're gonna spoiler alert Dave West, but he's still gonna watch it. We're gonna enjoy spoiler alerting it because he's gonna throw questions out there and we're gonna get to answer it. So, like B was saying yesterday, the previews to Killmonger, what if we thinking that Killmonger gonna be Black Panther a superhero because he saves Tony Stark.
And it threw me off.
In the video.
Yeah. No, I did see that one. Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah, it threw me off. I was like, oh my gosh, he finna take up the mantle and be like the good guy and stuff. So we gonna get like some more Michael B. Jordan in there. Like, oh, okay. Nah, it was something totally different than what I thought it was gonna be.
I like that episode though. I did.
Dang. Yeah,
I did. I like that episode.
His plan went to it was perfectly done, and he just havoc.
I liked that episode because I think in any universe, Killmonger is Killmonger. If his origin story stays relatively the same in any universe you put Killmonger is Killmonger.
But I thought they were gonna do like they did with Thanos. And it's
but that didn't make sense.
He was presented with a different option, and so he changed his mind on how he was gonna go about things. And I thought Killmonger.
I didn't like that episode.
I enjoyed it.
I didn't like it. I didn't like how they made the Black Panther Obama of the universe. I didn't like that.
This dude said Obama.
Like that episode should have been called "What If Obama Had the Infinity Stones?" For real. That's what it should have been, because that's kind of how they portrayed the character. It's like he was snapped from Wakanda, but his ability to talk and be so likable made everybody not do the shit they was doing before. And he had galactic peace and reformed the Ravagers and all that. That should have been called "What If Obama Had the Infinity Stones?"
But they didn't have Infinity Stones.
He left us. We're getting off topic all the time. He's gonna get mad at us and fire us, man.
Shoot, I quit. Anyway,
we sorry, Frank. Come back.
We can go back to Snyder Cut. Yeah.
Nah, man. Let's leave the Snyder Cut where it belongs, in the trash. Let's just leave that.
I'll just play it.
Yeah, I just didn't like it.
No, that's cool. I mean,
but I think honestly, I think my palate was screwed up from the other abominations that they put out in DC.
And that's the problem, because we were talking about that with DC not too long ago. It's kind of like when you look at Titans, it's not on the level of the other Marvel projects that are out for TV, and it's because every time they put a superpower, being in it, they always focus on the dudes that know karate, and it kind of has this. It kind of leaves a hole in your head, kind of there's a hole in the plot as to why are these? Because because Frank put it out yesterday. Told me yesterday, he was just when it comes to Marvel, you got Hawkeye in the back. Hawkeye's doing the things that Hawkeye can do. Black Widow is doing the things she can do. When it comes to superpower stuff, they got everything tactically correct. But when you go to DC, it's unless you a woman with no powers, you beat everybody. But you a dude with Superboy, he can't fight nobody.
Like in Marvel Comics, there was no time that you had Hawkeye going against Loki, Ultron, and I go Thanos. I mean, or Hulk. Hawkeye was
not by himself, not solo.
Right.
Yeah.
Black
Widow.
DC,
if it was DC, they they put Catwoman.
They had Harley Quinn fighting Superman.
They had Catwoman punch Darkseid in the face with no powers, and he tripped up.
I mean, Batman fought Darkseid. I mean,
yeah, that's stupid.
That's why I've always said DC Comics is trash.
Yeah. I mean,
they trash.
I hate to say
it's more than just their continuity. But come on, man, let's talk about Killmonger and the fact that he stayed Killmonger.
Yeah, he did stay Killmonger. He stayed Killmonger. I mean, he was like, he stayed Killmonger. I mean, he did that. Like that was like what?
In fact, I like this so much. I did a video about it.
You sound the same to me. The difference between you and me. You can't see the difference.
The difference between you and me. You can't see.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, you just killed Tony Stark like that, bro. I'm like, what?
Listen, there was a couple parts in that show just had me like, wow. They really put that in there.
Yeah.
And guess what? And there are them people out there that won't catch what he was saying to this day. They had to get explained to him, like, and then the whole part where Rhodey and him had their conversation. You fight for them, and no, I fight for this. It's like the same argument that he had with Black Panther.
Because I think, like I said earlier, I think that backstory only leads to Killmonger being Killmonger, regardless to what universe you put him in. That backstory only leads to him being Killmonger. There's no way to take that backstory and make it a good one. You know what I mean? Like, in real life, we talk about the cat that makes it out of the hood and he makes good, comes from a long line of gangsters and this, that, and the third, Pookie, whatever you want to call him, right? We talk about it, we make movies about it and all that stuff. That's not real. You know what I mean? Like, it's not real. 99.9999999% of the time, you are going to become a product of your environment. And I was so glad that he tried to escape his environment, but his environment had an effect on him. And I was so glad that it
I don't even think he tried. Like, he had a master plan and he carried it out. Like, he was himself. There was no change in his backstory. He was himself full on. Not only that, but he had strategically put together a plan and he implemented it all the way to the T successfully.
Right. So the only way that storyline would change if they did the same way they did the What If T'Challa. They would have to pull him out of the ghetto before he gets started.
Yeah. Right.
And also one more thing. His dad would have to live.
Yeah.
Because you can't explain, right.
He either has to, in order for Killmonger to not be Killmonger, he either has to grow up in the suburbs or his dad has to live and him in the ghetto. But I even think that there's still a strong possibility that Killmonger is Killmonger, even if his dad's alive, because his father had that same spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, Killmonger in movies with clearly so far easily the best well-written Marvel character, hands down. Keep in mind, we're only talking about the villains written in the movies. Yeah.
Well, listen, I have made another video, but I ain't gonna show it.
Oh, I was gonna say,
you can keep that one to yourself, man. I don't want to see that.
I was gonna say what Max said, kind of like it kind of like shadowed back to like the last Wu-Tang episode when he's like, "Our fathers aren't here."
Yeah.
Bobby, you remember that?
Yeah.
Right.
It kind of
But no, what I wanted to say was everything right now you can kind of say all the MCU is this variance of the comic book world because the storylines are different. You know, we got the same basic characters, so you know them, you know who they are, but then these origin stories are changing across the line. I mean, except for I say Thor and Captain America and Iron Man, they probably stayed the same. Maybe Black Widow, because we didn't really get her story is the same, but her story involved more Wolverine. So I mean, a lot of stuff changed. Well, Ultron, Thanos.
I I think it's very interesting that how Marvel is setting up the multiverse for us. You know what I mean? And understanding it. I like what they're doing in helping us understand the multiverse, because if they would have just dropped Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I don't think, or even this Spider-Man No Way Home, I don't think the casual fan or the casual comic book fan, the one, people that aren't as deep into it, you know what I mean? I think they would have been lost, you know what I mean? Because I had people asking me questions about Into the Spider-Verse, and they were like, "Yo, is the Spider-Verse different from Marvel?" I'm like, "No, it's a multiverse. It's just, instead of seeing everything on that world, you're seeing how that world Spider-Man looks. It's not a completely different universe. It's, you know what I mean? It's those same worlds that people go to. It's just, so I like how they're long way around and saying, I like how they're spoon feeding us the idea of the multiverse.
And when is Death supposed to appear to for Thanos to fall in love with her and stuff?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Nah.
I don't think we're gonna even go there with Thanos. Mm-mm. But what I was going to say was I'm sound like D now, a fun fact, and quote me if I'm wrong, but the MCU, like the regular comic book world, is 616, Earth 616. But the MCU is supposed to be Earth 199999. I think it's 5 nines. 199999.
And then Rick,
so they don't even
C-137.
But didn't your boy come in and say this is Earth 616? Mysterio. Didn't Mysterio say this is Earth 616?
Yeah. So they went back and said that was. He said that was a lie because he was lying because he's Mysterio. In fact, it's another throwback to it'll come to me in a minute. It's another throwback based on what he said with Mysterio. So those was they debunked those, saying he was just telling a lie because he wasn't from a different Earth. He was just running game with machines.
Okay.
So I mean, with that being said,
just a nod to the comic book world's numbering system, which is trash, if you ask me. But
hey, Mac is harder than a Killmonger from last week.
Hey, listen, man, I stay on my shit now. I got my Hennessy in me.
That was me last week. I'm like, I hate another Spider-Man movie. Don't even talk to me about a Batman and a new Superman. Y'all can give me something else. Give me some other origin stories. Like
other characters for a Firestar origin story at this point. Like we got like
you talking about the chick Firestar that had the
from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friend. Spider-Man. Yeah, I'll take her origin story over another Spider-Man movie. To be honest, like for real, like
they keep doing the same thing.
Listen,
it's almost like they're trying to make Spider-Man this focal. Like Sony is trying to force Marvel to make Spider-Man the focal point of the MCU, and I'm just like, no, Spider-Man, no. Like compared to these other people, Spider-Man gets washed by so many different heroes and villains in the MCU. It would be, they got him right where he's supposed to be. I don't need another one of his movies, man. Let me get a Moon Knight movie.
Well, you got Moon Knight coming.
Yeah, let me get that. You know what I mean? Let me get that Moon Knight movie out you. Oh shit, I'll take a good Daredevil movie now. Even after 3 seasons of the show, give me a Daredevil movie now. That makes sense.
Do you remember Sauron from Savage Land?
I'll take a story on him too.
I was telling Bill about that the other day. I'm like, man, they got so many characters they can play with, and they ain't doing it. Like they got so many characters they could just pull out the weeds and make a good story. And to be honest with you, they can redo. Right now, they got the power to redo. What's his name? Ghost Rider. What's my man name? What's the Iron Fist and
Jessica
Blade
Jones.
And Blade, because they had a storyline with them 3 fighting Supernatural and
the Midnight Suns.
Right, supernatural beings. They had them dudes just going around fighting whoever, vampires, demons, and other stuff.
Now, I'll take that movie. I don't want another standalone Blade movie. I think we're going to get one.
I don't think we are.
Yeah.
I think we are going to get another Blade movie, and I'm going to be real upset because they should have let it go and let Wesley just be Blade, because Wesley Snipes is Blade. I don't care what nobody says. That man believes he's Blade.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe he's Blade. So he's Blade. I don't want to see nobody else. They tried to get who was the ball from Onyx to play him?
Yeah.
Sticky Fingers, was it Sticky Fingers it did? Yeah.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like that was bullshit. And now you're gonna try to get another person to play it. Listen, nobody's gonna play Blade like Wesley Snipes did. So leave it alone in a standalone sense. Now, if you want to put him in an ensemble, I'm with it. Give me a Blade, Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange movie, a true Midnight Suns movie. Give me that movie to help me understand the world that we live in. You know what I mean? Like,
and Spawn.
Well, nah, they'll never do a Marvel Image crossover. That'll never happen. Yeah.
Spawn.
A bishop.
The glasses.
So while we're taking a quick break, let's go ahead and go to commercial.
Yeah.
And Pops, if you're out there, no, I can't fix it. And we're going to explain to you why you can't fix it. 1, 2, we're going to commercial.
Bro, what's your body count? Oh, me? Dang, like 30 now. Oh my God, you are a hoe. How does that make me a... Wait, are we talking about people we slept with? Yeah. Oh. Well, I've never done that yet. Then why'd you say 30? Bro, what does 30 mean?
Hey, look, that's when he was just starting out.
Yeah. That's hilarious. That's funny. That's
What
funny.
does 30 mean?
That's funny. What's your body count? Like 30.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit.
All right, so before we move back into the conversation, I wanted to I added something to the itinerary. I wanted to do a for me, because we know B ain't gonna read no comic book. So I wanted to do a comic book read of the week. So I actually got it. This is Avengers, Tech on Avengers. They actually had 2, but it's 1. So the premise of this storyline is, believe it or not, I think it's Red Skull. Yeah, Red Skull actually gets some fragments of the Infinity Stones, and he come and wreak havoc on Earth. But instead of him snapping his finger and getting rid of half the universe, he just going ahead and depower everybody.
Oh.
So he take all their powers away, and then next thing you know, he get ready to wreck shop. Black Panther comes in because he got on the vibranium suit. He helps Captain America, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain Marvel. Those guys get away, and then of course Tony Stark is there. And then Tony Stark, of course, in the comic book world, he's as smart as he's supposed to be. He's like, "Yo, what's the powder or whatever, the ebony, whatever stuff he used?" He's like, "Let me analyze it and then see if my armor can counteract it." So next thing he did was he answered the question, or my question, of why don't Tony Stark ever make suits for other people when they don't have their power? So here in this comic book line, everybody in here, Tony Stark hooks them up with tech you put on. So Wolverine, he got something to negate his healing factor because he lost it. Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, of course, Tony Rogers, when Red Skull took his powers, he just turned back into the scrawny guy. So they put him in a suit.
Steve Rogers. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Steve Rogers, sorry. So here, that's the comic, that's the storyline with that. So I ain't gonna give everything away, but let's just say Red Skull in here is a beast, and he's
Red Skull is a beast regardless.
All right,
he's a genius tactician, man.
Right.
I mean, so, if you go off the comic book, if it wasn't for Hitler, Red Skull would rule the world right now. You know, exactly. I mean, Red Skull You know, and when they started doing his origins, he was leading them to victory, you know, through occult means and all of this stuff. And if it wasn't for Hitler not being, hey, I don't know if I'm going to support this and letting his other generals be that way, which was a little bit different than how it was in real life. Red's going to be running the world.
It was
right.
in real life.
And so the caveat on what Mac Daddy said. Did y'all follow Chris Cross? Anyways,
yes, sir.
Said, go check. Go check this out, because again, Red Skull is a beast in here, and this takes place 1 year after the whole Thanos end game. So he collected dust from the Infinity Stones and used it. So I was like, who thought of that? Dust? So yeah. So that's the weekly read. I'm gonna go ahead and read part 2 and then maybe do a review on these 2 in the coming weeks or whatever. But I'm gonna follow this storyline to the end. That's all I can do for y'all right now, because I'm like Mac down there. I'm a busy man.
Yeah.
But I work.
I still work too. I still work too. I just say I'm unemployed because my job is hella easy. Like, so
Right.
Yeah, me too.
It's like it feels like it still feels unemployed.
But look, I ain't hating on you though. If you able to make money and not actually work, I need to talk to you offline.
No problem. I got you. I think they got a spot open right now.
Yeah, because a mug on this rat wheel every day. Hey,
listen, I get on that joker if I want to. Really, like, nah. Listen, I put in enough work in my lifetime. It's time for me to chill. I think like I've earned it. You guys have earned it. So if you can find a way to sit down and enjoy a comic book, man. It's time for us to be able to be kids, man.
Right. And again, man, I'm that last tour that all of us did. I don't know what B didn't, you didn't, you got. Hold on, you got that on that screen. Him, you didn't go through what some of us went through. Boy, they had Muzz working straight 16 hours. Anyways, but I'm gonna digress and get back to the comic book world here. I wanted to hit on. Oh, hey man, Mac, I was watching your show in all seriousness last week, and that motivated me. I mean, I like that. I like what those guys was actually doing so much that I think I'm gonna do a launch of my comic shirts. I just got to get a quick design. So in the comment section, let us know if y'all want to purchase some of this merch on the My Comics t-shirt line. I'm gonna relaunch some stuff because those guys really remotivated me. That was one of my ideas when I first got out. I was on top of it, and then life hit me. They retirement didn't kick in. Child support was all on my back.
Just spider monkey on you.
Right. So
that's why I just keep my wife. I just keep mine. That way I don't have to pay child support. It's a little more expensive, but
Right. So that show you did last week, if y'all didn't catch it, it was nice. It was on point. It had a lot of teaching points. It was funny, and it kept you engaged the whole entire time. This guy down here is a mini genius in his own right. Right. I'm gonna call him large and in charge when he blow up. Like, I know him when he's a mini genius. Now, anyways.
We used to put him on mute.
No,
but seriously, he's a straight genius.
Yeah.
I just try to help people understand the world that they live in, man, because I think like my desire to do that comes from a place of like learning everything that I knew about my world through comics, really. Like, you know what I mean? As a kid, like I was like doing things that grown men did at 13, you know what I mean? So like that's where my childhood kind of paused. So you can imagine only being a kid up till 13, so I always kept that love for comics and those kinds of things because but I had to take a stance of I need to understand my world, you know what I mean? But at 13, you can't necessarily understand your world. So I would have these daily life doses come at me, and then I would fall back and read comic books and be able to make sense of it. So
right. That's what I tell a lot of people. They didn't understand, you know, some of the advice I was given. I would get it from comics because until Stan Lee said it, until I heard him say it, I always felt like I was a mutant.
Me
you know
too.
What I'm saying? In the world, feared and hated. You know what I'm saying? Chased after stuff like that. So I was like, dang. And then later on, started figured out what he was really writing about. So I understand what you're saying. And then even in the military, some of my decisions, and don't kill me. I hope ain't nobody watching this that see me say this, but some of my decisions that was made over soldiers was because of reading a comic book. Some Wolverine would do in charge.
I mean, you all pull influences. People look at the comic book genre as just this, you know, place for kids, and it really isn't. Did you know that you're introduced to more words in a comic book than you are in the average novel?
Right.
I think it was like there was a study done, and I was going to do this on one of my shows, but I'll give it to you now since I think this is the right platform. For every normal novel, every 25 pages, you'll be introduced to 3 words that you may not have encountered. For the same number of pages in a comic book, you will encounter 100 words that you have not encountered before.
Exactly.
25 pages, and in fact, there's less letters on a comic book page than there is in a novel. So 25 pages in a comic book compared to 25 pages in a novel, you're going to get exposed to 3 to 4 or 5 times as many words as you would in a novel. New words that you don't know the meaning to. So helps expand you. I mean, I love comics, you know. So
right.
I'm not a genius. I just, you know, Stan Lee could write the shit out of the mutants, you know. So he helped me understand what it meant to be black in this world, and you know that I wasn't the problem. The people that felt that the people that thought I was the problem were the actual problem. You know, he helped me make sense of that shit.
Right. So in the next part, I wanted to before we go to this quick commercial, we definitely gonna add back in the underrated, underwritten, and underestimated character that a lot of people forgetting about on October 1st. In fact, we'll just go into the next segment right now. We'll get your commercial later. All right, we're gonna bring up this young lady right here is playing Shriek.
Shriek.
Is it Shriek? Am I saying it right? Shriek. Naomi.
Shriek.
Some
people say Shriek. Some people say Shriek. I like to say Shriek because it's her voice is the thing. So Shriek.
Right. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I put it on me.
That's from the Maximum Carnage line.
Right, man. So I was checking out the trailers last night again for the Venom. I was just going through watching to see how much they actually have her in there, and then how much do you guys actually know or movies that she starred in? Can y'all name some more?
Naomi Harris. I can't name them, but I've probably seen all of them.
Right, 28 Days. She was in that storyline. James. She was in the James Bond.
Nah, I ain't seen that one.
Yeah, she was an agent in the James Bond one. She's been in is it a Jet Li movie? But I'm like him. I can name 4 or 5 that she's been in, but I probably watched all of them, and I would say she's a talented actor, right?
Oh yeah.
She's kind of like Don Cheadle was. You know, we would see Don Cheadle in all kind of movies, but his name didn't really blow up until 6 years ago. But he's been in the game for like 30, 40 years.
Man, Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Nah, I think you're being a little hard on Don Cheadle. Everybody knew who Don Cheadle was, man. Now I will say this. He was often referred to in circles not that had a lot of black people as, you know, the one black guy. He's in everything. That's how a lot of people remember Don Cheadle. He's in everything. That black guy, he's in everything. You know, that's how they would say
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah. You know, but nah, Don Cheadle been on. I think I'll agree with you, and he became a household name with Marvel.
And then he was Captain Planet.
He was funny as well.
I didn't want to think that or say it, but I can't disagree with you on what you just said, Mac Daddy Mac. Like I think Marvel made him a household name, but before that, it was like I would, if I seen his name in the credits, I would watch it. I would watch the movie, and I think Black Monday, and then he was in a bunch of not Wesley Snipes, Denzel Washington movies.
Yeah,
Devil in the Blue Dress. And there's a couple other ones. But I followed him for a while and enjoyed him just as a actor. Period. And I'm happy, to see that he's doing something. But back to the young lady at hand, I'm interested to see what her part is in this movie, and if they gonna keep her coming back. And I hope that she becomes a beloved character like they did with Black Panther, so we can get a movie with her as maybe as a lead going against Spider-Man. I don't know, Spider-Man or somebody else. What are y'all thoughts? None. Nick Greer.
I mean,
you. Well, yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm trying to get Nick Greer some information real quick.
Cause I'm right there with Nick. Like I'm not as knowledgeable on Shriek as you guys are. So I'm like, whatever the movie puts out at me, that's kind of what I'm gonna take in. And
so
you guys.
So Shriek is the evil version of Black Canary and Marvel. So Black Canary and DC, Shriek is the evil version of Black Canary. If you wanted a quick version of her.
So what I wanted to do, I wanted to make sure that if you wanted to go and pick up where her first appearance was or something like that, her first appearance was Spider-Man Unlimited #1, May of 1993. That's when she came out. So she's been around for a grip. She is Marvel's version of Black Canary, just evil. But I wouldn't say that she's the hand-to-hand combatant that Black Canary is.
And what's the other guy? Banshee,
yeah.
Yeah, Banshee. So, but
yeah, she's more Black Canary than Banshee though, because she can't fly.
Right, but hand-to-hand combat, she ain't there. But her with Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, Carnage all together, man, it was some storylines back in the day where Spider-Man called hell, just messing around with
her. Yeah, and especially whenever she had Doppelganger with her.
Right.
I remember him.
Yeah, Doppelganger used to put in work on Spider-Man, bro. Like, and he would catch him with all 6 of them shits. You see how that was all the arms right there.
It was some big arms too.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like Doppelganger was the truth, man. Yeah. If you haven't read some Spider-Man comic books featuring Doppelganger, just go pick up the Maximum Carnage series. I think what was it, 8 books? 8 books? Yeah, I think it was 8 books. Go pick that up. That's a good read. And it's probably a good read to read that book before you see Let There Be Carnage anyway.
Facts.
Man, I'm excited for that movie right there.
What you see what I'm saying?
And I'm interested to see how, if they do a character development on her, which to me, it don't matter if they do a character development or not. I'm just kind of happy to see Naomi Harris playing that role, and I know she's gonna do an excellent job in playing it.
I'm just glad that I haven't seen any real negative, comments on the internet like, "Oh, Shriek is white in the comic books." It's like,
it just ain't came to your algorithm yet.
I'm glad it happened. Hopefully, I can keep my algorithms right where it don't show up.
It's out there
because I don't want to see it.
That's like what they did with John Boyega when he became a stormtrooper. Like,
but no, she's a cold-blooded killer though. Like Nick Greer, she's a cold-blooded killer, brother. Like, and that's why she teams up with Carnage, because she sees something in Carnage that's like, it's like love. You know what I mean? And it's, he's fascinating her because Carnage is just, he's slaughter incarnate, pretty much. That's why his name is Carnage. So, and he ended up with that name because he just said it. He said, "I am Carnage," and he was really giving a rundown. I don't know if he meant to name himself Carnage or if he was just telling them that's what I am. I am Carnage. And so she latched on to him and brought with her doppelganger, and they formed, I want to say it was the Carnage family.
It says
Correct.
14 parts.
14 parts. There it is. Yeah. So it's worth a read, man. It's worth a read. It's very interesting to see how Spider-Man gets that ass whipped on like routinely. Like he for 14 issues he gets beat up. And Shriek hands him his ass a couple times. Doppelganger does. Carnage does. And you get to see like I think this is where you're really introduced to the fact that Spider-Man cannot track Venom. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't. His spider sense can't pick up Venom at all. And this is where they really explore that because
I knew that.
Yeah, before Spider-Man can't like Venom is the only person in the world that can sneak up on Spider-Man. Now,
make sure you tell them why.
Said she dated Cletus Cassidy.
Cletus Cassidy cannot duplicate it. So Spider-Man can use his spider sense on Cletus Cassidy, even though he's a spawn from Venom.
Yeah. But
because the original suit was attached to Spider-Man, it knows what triggers it, so it knows how to cancel it out.
Did Shriek date Cletus Cassidy?
I don't think they formally said they were dating, but there was definitely a little sexual innuendo in those 14 issues. Yeah. Because when you get introduced to Cletus Cassidy, he's a life expectancy inmate. Like, so they don't really go into Cletus Cassidy's backstory like that in Maximum Carnage. They just let you know he's a killer, and then they let this mug loose. Really, that's what happened.
They let him loose,
and then they just let him loose. Because if I'm mistaken, Maximum Carnage 1 is where you meet Carnage. That whole series is what introduces us to Carnage. There was no lead up. There was no nothing. They caught Venom. They separated Venom from his symbiote. The symbiote broke out, went to go get Venom, got him, broke him out, and as it was leaving, spawned an egg.
Dang. So because I was watching on YouTube, like in the next Spider-Man movie, like after this one, like they may try and like, because like, you know, this is Let There Be Carnage. They may try and like tie in Maximum Carnage because like, you know, Spider-Man played it was a Spider-Man comic. He played such a huge role. They're probably going to do the next movie to try and tie that into like the Let There Be Carnage movie, make it, you know, a different perspective from Maximum Carnage.
And that would be stupid.
Can you read this? And we're going to come back to that, but can you read this?
What's that? Oh, see, Andy Serkis, the director of Venom and Let There Be Carnage, has confirmed during an interview that Venom will definitely meet up with Spider-Man in the future film. However, he states it will be some time before that crossover eventually happens. Obviously, at some point, those worlds are going to collide big time. There's more still to unpack in the Venomverse before we go there. So,
well, and I think me and Dave discussed. I mean, Mac discussed this last week.
When the robe is on,
right?
When the robe is on.
He remind me of Batman. I'm Dave. Oh, Mac. Dave. Mac.
Tell all your friends about me.
But check this out. So with Spider-Man, like we were saying last week, he hit on a good point. The point was they got to do Spider-Man got to grow up some more. If he was to come against Carnage in the next two Carnage or Venom in the next two movies, no way he gonna be able to handle him.
There's no way you can make it out of that movie without Spider-Man's intestines being around his neck. No way.
Right. There's I mean, even in Carnage, not Carnage, but Venom 1, when he's jumping from car to car and smashing them and hitting the ground and smashing up concrete, that lets you know right there how powerful this dude is.
And Spider-Man as of yet has not displayed that kind of feat. Well, there's already a Sony Spider-Man. That's where the Spider-Man is housed right now. Spider-Man is not technically a part of the MCU. The only movies that are a part of the actual MCU are the last two. Far From Home and Homecoming are a part of the MCU officially. And this third one will be a part of the MCU. All the other ones are not. because they are true Sony products.
So
Yeah,
they're gonna
y'all
bring Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire into the Spider-Man.
Yeah. Which is about as far as they should.
What if they give us Miles Morales?
I mean, yeah,
And that-
I mean, I'm Spider-Man out, man. I am. I don't care if you make him Dominican. Like, it's still Spider-Man.
It's a different story.
No, it's not. It's the same story.
It's a different story.
No, it's not. It's different color ink. They made him black and speak Spanish. That's it. Thank you.
Oh God.
I'm glad the wormhole caught him. That's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it the nonsense wormhole.
It's a different story.
Oh God. Oh.
But yeah, I'm Spider-Man out, man. I really am. I'm
Different
Spider-Man out. Okay, we'll let you have that. But I'm Spider-Man out. I really am. I want to see more from Marvel. You know, I want to see more from Marvel. Marvel has so much stuff, like they did with Killmonger in this in the latest What If. You know, like they have so many different things that they could really explore that they're just not doing. You know what I mean? They're not doing it. It's heartbreaking because I want to see some Marvel villains get some shine, right? I want a genuine Sinister Six movie, right? I want that movie. You know, I want to see it come together. Not necessarily. They don't necessarily even have to fight Spider-Man.
Listen, while I agree with you, I'll go back to Tobey Maguire. I don't think he was ready for a Sinister Six. Like he was having problems with this, you know, Sandman and with the other guy in there, and Doc Ock. Like Doc Ock to me was a regular human being with some doggone tentacles on his back.
Right. That was a regular dude.
There's no time that Doc Ock should have been able to handle a Spider-Man punch. When they was falling off the building and Spider-Man was hitting them, that's the end of Doc Ock. But we had a storyline. It amazes me. But anyways, my point being is I don't think he would be able to handle a Sinister Six, not the MCU Spider-Man.
No.
I ain't seen him do anything except for hold some trains back or hold some boats together with some spider web.
He held the boats together, but we could tell he was about to rip his arms off. And he held the train, but that like still they haven't explored his strength capacity yet for me to believe that he's ready to fight a Sinister Six.
And right, and he ain't been against anybody that's crazy or that go all out. Because even when Winter Soldier threw the punch at him, Winter Soldier wasn't going like Winter. He was Bucky at the time, and so Spider-Man was able to catch the hand. He was going against Falcon. I mean, we watched him go against Captain America. Who else?
But he was fighting heroes,
right? We watched him go against the Vulture. He had a problem with the Vulture because the Vulture to me was.
Which was just a regular ass old dude in a flying suit.
But that contraption he had, that was old school beast.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way they portrayed it, yeah. It wasn't nice. But he had a problem with Vulture and he had a problem with Doc Ock. And okay, different Spider-Mans, but y'all know what I'm getting at.
I mean, they haven't built him, is what I'm saying. Like, they haven't built him, but honestly, I'm tired. Like, you had your chance. I don't want to see him built now. Give me Venom. Give me the Maximum Carnage story. Then give me a Sinister Six story. And then give me a Spider-Man Fantastic Four story fighting the Sinister Six.
And Miles Morales.
Ooh. And they bring in Blue Marvel.
Right.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
Marvel.
I'll do that slate. I'll do that slate, but like I don't want another Spider-Man movie. I know all I can know about Spider-Man.
Right. We don't need no Uncle Ben.
No, I don't need no more. I don't need no more of the black MJ that they won't call Mary Jane because they know white people gonna get upset. Like, I'm tired of it. Like, I'm tired of it.
Hey, he said it.
Somebody had to. You
Yo,
go
Nick Greer.
place her in the MJ in the Mary Jane position, but nowhere in the film will you ever say her name's Mary Jane. You only refer to her as MJ. And that's how y'all sold it to those people in the comic community that may have some type of hang up or whatever to what do they call it, race swapping or whatever like that. You sold it as, well, this isn't the Mary Jane that you all know.
This
is
Maria
MJ.
Janet.
This is MJ. You know, like, get the hell out of here, man. No. And that's why I'm sick of Spider-Man.
Hey, I'm with you. Spider-Man, Superman,
All of
Batman.
them. Give me something
Miles
new.
Morales.
Give me something new. I'm ready for Moon Knight. I'm ready for what Batman is supposed to be.
I'm trying to think because they got some characters they bringing in. We know they're gonna bring in some extra people in Guardians of the Galaxy. I already know because this is Marvel. They ain't gonna disappoint on the Multiverse of Madness. We're gonna see some new characters, right? That we're gonna see some stuff. And even right now with No Way Home, the reason why I'm amped to see it is because I know they're gonna introduce some people that they ain't showing on film. Because ever since after Endgame, Marvel has actually during Endgame, they have been playing games and running games with us because they will show us preview clips of stuff that's not gonna be in the movie.
Yeah,
they did that with Endgame.
Yeah, they were smart.
Yeah.
Best marketing tactics ever.
And then they let like people like us who talking about it and other bigger channels and all that get out there and shoot these theories, and then none of them hit any of the theories. Yeah, like nobody's seen that. Nobody's seen that Hulk would lose his arm. Like, like that was hold on, Hulk's supposed to heal. And then the whole time travel thing, like, no, time travel doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. Oh, Captain America breaking all the rules and going back and
just staying there.
Yeah.
Like that's not how time travel works. If he would have stayed there, that timeline would not exist. It changes. You know what I mean? So, but just like any comic book, you know, Marvel has to have those things that make it not make sense so that we will have something to talk about.
Hold on. Let's see what Nick got to say.
I agree. As a fan of Spider-Man, they just need to stop making more cartoons and movies.
They do. I'm done, man. Like, I don't want another Superman movie either.
I wonder if Marvel's going to reintroduce some leftover characters that they have introduced in the MCU.
Listen, let me answer that question for you. Don't forget, we got the Marvels coming out, and I was telling Phil this. We was gonna call you, but we'll just discuss it on here. Remember last week when you was talking about they gonna do a very diverse cast and have a black man running the show, which was Falcon. I would like to counter that and say that they might have Captain Marvel.
That would be dope.
Monica Rambeau, because I totally forgot about her that they introduced her in the series. So because I was like, well, they got Venom, but I forgot about Monica Rambeau. What they gonna do with her? Because believe it or not, if y'all don't know, we know you know Mac Daddy. But back in the day, was it the 80s, early 90s? Monica Rambeau was a beast in the comic book world.
She was the first Captain Marvel.
Right.
She was the first Captain Marvel. Period. Hands down, Captain Marvel is Monica Rambeau, who's now being called, I think, like Photon or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, Photon is
she wears a black and white costume. They call her Photon.
Binary and somebody else. But in the
Binary was no. You got that mixed up. She was never Binary. She wasn't Binary.
Right.
The white girl was.
Hold on, let me pull out. You know what? So
I bet you I'm right.
You're probably right.
I know I'm right.
But when is Rogue
right. Monica Rambeau was never. She was never binary. Binary was caused by Ms. Marvel before she became Captain Marvel, getting the powers of a white dwarf star locked inside of her, and all that with the Kree bullshit. And then she became binary. Then she learned how to harness those powers and can go binary mode. Oh, that's right. They're calling her Spectrum now. But yeah,
What is Rogue?
Spectrum.
What is
That's the name I
Rogue?
was looking for. So Monica Rambeau is Spectrum. You correct.
Oh,
You
Mhm.
won
when
this
is
one.
Rogue supposed to take
Carol Danvers
Danvers'
binary.
powers?
Huh?
When is Rogue supposed to take Carol Danvers' powers?
They're not gonna do that in the MCU.
Her powers were returned to her in the comic books.
So
They're
they
not
never
gonna do
bring
that
Rogue
in the
back.
MCU.
They never gonna bring Rogue back.
I don't
Rogue is
think
still
Rogue
there.
will ever reach the prominence that you want her to, sir. I don't even think she'll be Southern when they finally get her in the MCU. I don't. I think what they're gonna do with her is like what they do with her in the later cartoon series of the X-Men, and they kind of make her this not the Southern Belle, just this rebellious chick that's lost in society and doesn't know how to, I think they're gonna do that with her. Because I mean, without Gambit, there's no real point to a Rogue, anyways.
They're not putting Gambit back and
No.
Rogue together no more.
Listen, they don't need to do a Rogue. We're gonna go with what Mac Daddy said. They just need to do a doggone Starfire.
Yeah. Give me a lesser known character. Give me something different.
I mean, they do a lot better with lesser known characters when they write them in really well.
I'm gonna hate to say this, but
I mean, like
it's correct. We don't even need a Storm anymore.
No.
We got
Give
other
me a lesser known
superheroes.
character. Give me Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock, Cosmo, the space dog, Howard the Duck, chilling.
We already got that movie.
People behind like
You
that.
needed to be born in the 80s to know about the Howard the Duck movie. It already exists, and it's fucking hilarious.
Jason Alexander.
It's
I
hilarious.
mean, even if they did some old crazy canon stuff and they went and crossed over, like the MCU went and brought in Cloak and Dagger because they needed Cloak to transfer them somewhere. Stuff like that.
Can I please get that movie?
Stuff like that, because we seen Cloak and Dagger on Hulu, and then
Trash.
Damien Hellstorm, they just had a one series on there.
I'll take Hellstorm.
That was it. But they didn't have him as powerful as he should be, him and his sister. I mean, if they had to fight some demons, I think they should bring him in when they do a Blade movie. Like, bring
he would work better. I think Damien Hellstrom will work better with Doctor Strange.
Well, even Doctor Strange, but remember those comic book lines, like when they had Doctor Strange do a spell to get rid of all the vampires,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I mean, he could have did a spell to get rid of all the demons, but I agree with you. And then at the same time, I kind of want other storylines to happen in the MCU. But I'm, like I said before, and I always say, I'm just happy that we got stuff on the big screen. And I'm a kid in the candy store this year and last year with Marvel. Marvel and Disney, I'm saying them apart because to me, they are apart but together, because you have the Mandalorian on one side and then a couple other shows. But the Mandalorian, to me, in the beginning, was it 2020? March 2020? I don't know if I was in the house.
Yeah, I think it was 2020 when it started.
Right, when Mandalorian hit the airways, it was like, whoa, this is full movie production.
Yeah.
And then they had a couple of movies after that, and then next thing you know, they dropped that WandaVision, had us confused for about 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Then they dropped that Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but that Loki. Woo!
Hey, listen, can we give a round of applause real quick to Marvel and the way that they are tackling and handling race inside of their medium without feeling like they're beating you across the head with it? Can we just give a round of applause for Marvel? Because if you didn't notice what Marvel did, for all the viewers that are out there, Marvel made Captain America a black man before it happened in the comic books during the height of a black revolution. But then they explored why he didn't want the shield and everything. And if you blinked, you missed it, because it was dealt with in different conversations between Bucky and Sam. So if you weren't paying attention to the dialogue, you missed Marvel come to the world and say, this is how black people feel. And you want people to stand up and be patriotic, but this is how they feel. Even though they know they could wield the shield, they have the skill set, and they have the belief given to the predecessor, they don't have the belief in the system. They don't have the belief in the world to want to take that responsibility. So to watch Disney and Marvel do that, especially since Disney is known to be very anti-Semitic, like the owner, you know what I'm saying? They had a lot of anti-Semitic tropes. It took them, 75 years before they had a black princess or whatever like that. Like, but to see them doing this in the height of a movie, I got to give it up to them, man. It's great marketing and it feels good to watch too.
Yeah. Well, again, your point is on point, and it goes to what I was saying a couple of videos ago, to saying that the world they keep saying when the movie industry won't do it, it's not the movie industry, it's if it sells or not. So years ago, if this was 1990, a black Captain America wouldn't even happen. We kind of had to have the George Floyd thing happen. You know, I hate to say it, we kind of had to have Trump in office and all this a heightened awareness of what's going on and the conversations that it was having. Even the conversation between but not Falcon and Isaiah Bradley. That was an intense conversation.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, he about to beat his ass by saying something.
And they pulled out some stops on that one.
And I want to go out there and say, even with WandaVision, just to get away from the race real fast, when they tackled depression, and just imagine a superhero with depression, a superhero with her magnitudes of power, and what can happen if you kill off family members and nobody looks out for her well-being. Because guess what? Steve Captain America is the old school white man. And I'll just say that because it's this pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Let's keep going. The mission is first. Blah, 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 blah. He's that person. But guess what? He still stands for everything. But
antiquated America.
But never stopping and saying, hey, maybe you should take a break. Let's see what's going on with you, Scarlet Witch. Or anybody reach out. Even Doctor Strange. He's that old school white character, because nobody ever reached out and said, hey, what's going on with the most powerful person on the battlefield? Like we know that because we know Doctor Strange had to see that Scarlet Witch had Thanos on the ropes.
She was putting in that work. But no, I mean, I love the social stance is what I should have said. The social stance that Marvel is taking, and they're unafraid of it. I mean, look at what they're doing with WandaVision. In one fell stroke, they're answering the entirety of LGBTQ QRSTUV community. You know, they're in one swath. They're answering it and saying, "Love is love." Yes, we all know Vision is a robot. We know that. We know that they can't have kids or nothing. But she's so depressed, so manic, so all over the place. She has superpowers, but she loves this robot. And they draw you into that character so much to where I forgot at times that Vision was a robot. Like, I was like, man, she just loves this dude. Like, she won't let him go. And then when, we got, white Vision or gray Vision, it was like, Vision's a fucking robot. That's kind of gross. Like, like, why did she love him that much? But you understood why she loved him. So I love the way that, they did that.
And then I'm going to go back into Falcon and the Winter Soldier when it had the different parts of oppression and how big racism is across the world, because the Flag Smashers were essentially Magneto and the Brotherhood of Mutants. They wasn't bad. They just didn't like the way they went about it. In fact, it's Killmonger, just on a different level. So the Flag Smashers, while everybody was hating on them, was like, well, okay. And then again, y'all probably cuss me out, everybody who watching, but I'm going to go on to say, from a military standpoint, Walker wasn't bad. Baron Zemo was bad. I'm telling you right now, you take out my boy on the battlefield, I just think you might have had to have that briefing with me before we go.
I mean, from a tactical standpoint, he was good.
Huh?
I mean, you would have to because he got caught.
Huh?
I just think he got in trouble just because he got caught.
Are you stupid? He got filmed.
He got filmed. I mean, you go back and look at what Tony Stark did. You go back and look what other people did. If they would have got filmed, like bad publicity and everything, they would have been villains too.
Yeah, but again, I mean, even if we go with
the thin line between a hero and a villain, I'll agree with that.
But again,
I mean, look at Wolverine.
Wolverine
technically is a villain.
Listen, we ain't gonna use anybody outside the MCU. We're gonna stay within the MCU. All right, good. And the reason being is if you do Captain America Winter Soldier, when he hit that boat and he was kicking people into the water, he was killing mugs. One blow. And
let
it's like, well, they're bad guys. Right. They're bad guys. But again, that goes to show you that what some people was kind of thinking without saying it about the Flag Smashers, that they weren't really bad.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't have killed them. I'm like, at that time, it's kind of like I say with the military, it's whoever's in charge. Because whoever's in charge, well, he had it coming. And then again, what a lot of people don't understand, but I kind of felt Walker was, because he was painted in a bad light by the people in charge of him, he went down a bad road. They could have just brought him in from counseling or whatever, rehabilitated him and put him and helped him out. Nah,
gave him reinforcement.
Yeah, you scourge of the sea. We hate you.
Why is he working? I mean, I don't understand why he's trying to work with Bucky and Sam anyway. Like, why did they give him a team?
Because they were trying to legitimize him. They were trying to legitimize old boy as a, because eventually he became U.S. agent and all this anyway. Yeah. But they were trying to legitimize him, and that story was almost perfectly ripped from the comic books. They replaced a couple of things, with the racism stuff they threw in there, but that was almost a perfect rip from the story on when Bucky actually took over. I think it was at the end of it, no. That was when Steve Rogers were depowered or something. It was stupid, but anyway. But yeah, he took up as the new Captain America, whatever, like that. But they brought in Bucky and Falcon to legitimize them because Bucky and Falcon both worked with Captain America. So if you see those, it almost creates a trio, and then creates a Mandela effect for people to believe that that's still the same Captain America. You know what I mean? Like,
but they saw it wasn't working in the beginning. I mean, they should have just like, yo, you need a team. Let's try some other people.
And then something else that I like that they did, they showed the relationship between Bucky and Wakanda. Like, show acceptance, and how people's mindset can change. But Bucky calling in favors to help out the new Captain America. Well, if he's gonna be fighting these bad guys, he's gonna need a suit, They came through. So with that being said, and then I wanted to go on Loki. Let me ask you a question there, Mac.
What's up?
So, do you think that because Loki wanted to kind of get with Sylvie, do you think that was inappropriate in any way? Am I asking that correctly? Did I ask the question correctly there?
I guess. I mean, nah.
I would say inappropriate, but I'm calling it what it is. Like, it's masturbation, bro. Like,
it's nasty. He's trying to get with himself.
But that's not, you know what I mean? But that's like, it's what was the dude's name from the movie Buffalo Bill? Yeah, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. Like, he answered that question. Yes, he fucked himself if he could. Oh, he got the opportunity.
So he's in essence, he's Buffalo Bill. Yeah.
In essence, he's Buffalo Bill.
Or he gets the hose again.
Oh, he just had the opportunity to actually live that out.
He's such a narcissist that he fell in love with himself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see anything wrong. He can never get another woman. Like, Thor found somebody on Midgard. Yeah. Loki found himself in another dimension. He just found another variant of himself.
It was a perfect partner for him.
Okay. All right, I'll give y'all a timer. Man, I want to see what was gonna happen. Mac is where I'm at.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, we're gonna get rid of
it's okay. Nah.
I'm an outcast. It's understandable he needed a special someone, but falling in love with a female version of himself is bizarre to me.
Yeah, but see, you're looking at it from a standpoint of. See, I think everyone that says that it's bizarre or it's nasty or it's gross is looking at it from a standpoint of earthly morality. This man is a god. There is nobody on earth on his level.
He's a god.
He's a narcissistic god. Hold on.
All right. If you look at it like that,
god.
If you look at it like that, it makes sense. But we are on earth right now, and it is bizarre.
I'm looking at it from his standpoint. I'm looking at it from Loki's standpoint. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's the only match for him.
And I'm looking
the
at
other match would be Lady Sif. Lady Sif would be a good match for Loki, but Sif don't want nothing to do with him. So he's got to fuck himself.
Oh, God.
Exactly.
All right.
He said it right. He said it right.
Wait, we can't curse. That's right. We can't curse.
All right, so
that yak got a hold of him.
All right, let's go ahead. So last week's winner of the cosplay, of course, was unanimous vote.
Yes.
All right, so
yeah,
he won. All right, and this week, this is what we have this week. We have from Star Trek.
Oh, what? Oh,
okay.
She did a good job.
All right, and she's been in the game for a while doing it. And then we have Luke Cage.
Okay.
Then we have Monica Rambeau.
Okay.
Then we have Sister Knight. And then we have.
Wait a minute. Is that a picture? Is that a picture or?
No, that's a cosplay.
That's cosplay. That's cosplay.
She
did a good job.
They ain't Regina. Oh.
I know it's not her, but I'm just saying, like, is that a drawing?
No, that is her. That's the
okay.
cosplay.
Cool.
I had to look at it a couple times. And then we got
Windu.
He's out because he got a red lightsaber.
Well, it says Darth Windu, so he explained it.
Nah,
he said Darth.
You can't order a red lightsaber in a Mace Windu costume and throw Darth in front of it and think it's gonna fly. He's out. That's like me calling myself Darth Mac. I've done no training.
All right, so vote for Star Trek.
Yeah.
Luke Cage.
No.
Monica Rambeau. Sister Knight. Or Darth Windu. Put your answers in the comments outside the video when you go out and like it after we get off. And with that being said, Midnight Assassin.
We got another sponsor?
No. You got to close it out because somebody texted me in a minute and an hour and 4. It's like, hey, I got some stuff to do, so can you get me off of here?
Well, you want to bring Natty Smalls in?
No, it's you. It's always you. It's always you.
Hey, I appreciate you coming in, participating. Awesome conversation. Matt, Frankie J, like you guys got a wealth of knowledge, and I'm learning a whole bunch, just like picking up the pieces you guys are putting down. Appreciate everybody in the comments participating. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to catch Matt tomorrow on In All Seriousness podcast and on Facebook as well. It's some very good discussions, just like we talked about at the beginning of the show. Stuff that's just gonna blow your mind, change your life, just help you out and help the future. So Charles Hazelton III, bringing that outro.
No.
I knew it.
Come
I
on.
knew he was gonna do that.
You was close. You was almost there. You was almost there. It was good. I was like, damn, he killing this outro.
I can't
I was like, he's killing it. And then you fucked it up. You fumbled the bag. You fumbled the bag at the end.
Can't stand y'all.
Come on.
You know what? Bringing that outro.
It's still not gonna happen.
And I read my comics and listen to my comics, seeing folks that look like me, whose powers are astronomical. So